We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
Dated, but in Harlem.
Harlem's in New York, right?
I love Living Single. Did you ever watch Living Single?
No.
That was a great show.
And it was like Living Single was amazing because it was like Queen Latifah.
You
love Queen Latifah.
I do love Queen Latifah. Last Holiday was good.
Kim Fields from.
We just watched Last Holiday like a few weeks ago, I think.
I think it's a once a quarter thing.
I watched it on the plane. Okay, I was like, they got Last Holiday out here? I'm gonna watch this.
I can't watch it in public because I'll cry. And I don't want to be seen. Like, I'm fine, like, crying in my own space, but, like, on a plane, it's not like, I don't know. Like, there was one time it was, like, an Apple commercial, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm sobbing now on Southwest. It was stop laughing. I remember it was like a Christmas commercial, and it was like, there was a little girl, and she had, like, an iPad, and, like, the premise was that, like, the grandma had, like, passed away, and the grandpa was, like, alone on Christmas, and, like, the little granddaughter or whatever had, like, an iPad and made, like, a slideshow or something, and then it was all the grandma pictures, and it was so...
Are you gonna start crying now?
I might get a little, yeah.
But I mean, if you're on a plane and you're watching a comedy and you burst out laughing, you don't feel awkward. Why do you feel awkward crying on a plane?
I don't know. It's so vulnerable.
It was from 2019.
Maybe, you know what? Whenever, I'll just watch, what gets me? Marley and Me. I'll watch that one on my next flight. Well, because I'm not, like... If it's like a good cry, there's like a lot of like sniffling and like a little heaving.
So people are gonna think you're sick.
Yeah, and we don't want that, especially COVID.
Like, all right, everybody cried when Old Yeller died at the end.
Old Yeller?
Yeah, it was like people. It was a comedy movie, but they were all like all these butch guys talking, and they're like, "Well, come on, y'all cried when Old Yeller died at the end."
Oh, I don't know what
everybody
that one is.
Cries when Old Yeller dies.
I don't think I ever saw Old Yeller.
No?
Oh my god, but other one like My Dog Skip. That's another one. Any dog movie actually will get
I don't even know My Dog Skip.
Have you seen Hachi? Another dog movie.
Is that the one with Mel Gibson?
I don't know who's in it, but it's like this it's this cute story of this dog that like goes like the owner passes away and then it goes to the train station every time to like greet him, and he obviously isn't there.
Oh my god! Oh, it's Richard Gere.
Yeah,
I know it was one of those gray-haired guys.
Oh God, no, that's not it. Oh yeah, Hachi. God, it's so fucking good.
No, it's not Ghosted. That's an advert.
Yeah, no, we were watching. Nick showed me this right before we walked over here. He's like, "Oh, look at this cool trailer," and it's with Chris Evans. And I was like, oh, it's like this cute rom-com. And it's like this rom-com, like action movie. And I was like, oh.
It's gonna be good.
Oh. I wanted like a rom-com sap story.
Oh,
I fucking love that shit. Anyway.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
We're just chatting along. I know. That was a long one.
No.
We should like see how long our longest intro is.
In inches or
yes, or centimeters.
That was 9.5. Sure.
Oh my god, he's nearly 9.5. He wasn't.
No. So how was your week, Joe?
Well, I came down with some food poisoning or something, so it was not the most ideal.
I mean, but you probably lost weight though, right?
Yeah, but also like there was nothing to lose. Like there was nothing in me. Like I had no food by the time I was done, and it was just like...
It was all output, no input.
Yeah.
And that's the weird part, like, because, you know, it's so... like, where does it all come from?
I know. Where did it come from? Where did it go?
Well, we know where it went.
We know where it went. But...
I know, yeah. It was, yeah, so it was, that was kind of it.
And then after a while, like, other stuff starts coming out, and you're like, okay, so I guess we'll work through everything else, so now this has to...
Right. And then you're just kind of like, I don't know, I didn't drink any water, where's this coming from? Yeah, you question life when that happens.
But then you can eat voraciously and you just justify it out. Well, I was dehydrated.
Yeah, I do that every time. Yeah. But no, and then we went to Out of the Park with you guys.
Yeah, because you guys sang with the Gay Men's Chorus.
We did. We sang.
The national anthem.
The anthem of national. Yeah.
Looked like you guys had a lot of fun out there.
It is
Who
fun.
else? What a feat.
Wait, who? Nick will know this more than me, but there were other choirs that we sang with. I don't know who they were.
The Women's Chorus.
Okay, I guess you guys know it.
And the youth queer, the queer youth chorus.
And then the trans chorus, too. There's
right.
Okay.
choruses.
Well, the picture...
I will tell you, the lady who did the sign language stuff was living it.
And she was actually deaf.
Awesome.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, so she had another interpreter that was just like...
Oh.
Like helping make sure that she was on...
In sync.
That's why I didn't stop. What?
She was in sync? Tearing up my heart?
I didn't realize she was deaf. And
Is that where the other guy was there?
That was why the other guy was there.
I was like, why are there two interpreters?
Yeah.
But she just like lit up the screen.
She was in it. She had it was a whole interpretive dance ASL moment.
Wow.
Age, sex, location.
And she was beautiful too.
Yeah.
She kind of looked like you, Nick.
Thanks. I want her haircut actually. That like mullet look. She was.
Yeah, it was like a foof over or whatever.
What did you say, Andy?
There's another woman that does a lot of the sign language interpreting for concerts and things, and her name's Carla. I can see her all over the place, and just like when they're really good, they bring something to it. Like, have you ever seen the recordings of the Deaf West productions? Mm-hmm. So they did you should make a note to watch it. Deaf West production of Spring Awakening. So the whole cast is deaf, and there's a singing, there's a hearing and singing person behind them.
Yeah,
but the whole thing is done in the sign language for
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
And it is amazingly beautiful and really touching. You'd cry.
So the whole thing is sign language instead of actual singing.
But you hear the singing too. So it services both audiences, but it doesn't get in the way.
Yeah. I would love to see that. Is that like something that they like routinely do?
They will do different productions, and some of the productions have like become really well received. And so Spring Awakening was one that kind of, because of the subject matter and because of the way it's staged, it's really easy to have people shadowing each other, and it worked.
I would love. Yeah, I feel like I would cry.
I forget who was the person who said to watch it, but like. They were like, watch this YouTube, and it was wow.
Maybe I'll watch that on a plane. So that was my week. What about you?
Oh gosh, so we had like a busy week. Like,
tell me all about it.
Tell me all about it. Stud from Greece.
Oh,
girl,
you know I don't.
So let's see what happened this week.
I missed it, so you got to tell me.
So we celebrated Andy's 60th birthday. We celebrated a couple of days early because the restaurant I wanted to go to, called Born and Raised here in San Diego, and it's a fancy steakhouse kind of thing. So they couldn't fit our party in on his actual birthday. Well, they could, but it'd be at like 8:30.
Oh God!
And I'm like, that is way too late for us. I'm like, 8:30. We're all getting in our pajamas.
100%. You've started to wind down,
right? Like, no, ma'am, it is a Thursday. It's like a Thursday, so I'm like, no, we all got.
No, ma'am, it's a
Thursday. So I ended up getting a reservation 2 days early on a Tuesday. Turned up on a Tuesday.
Oh, get it, girl.
Like at 6:30. So it was like Andy and I and like 8 of our friends. It was supposed to be like 10, but you couldn't make it because of your gastrointestinal issues, and then another friend of ours couldn't make it because he was out of town. But it was a fantastic meal.
Well, and it was supposed to be a surprise, so I want to hear all about the surprise.
Okay, we're going to get into that because that's like our topic for the week, so we'll save that part for in there. And
I'll put a pin in it.
Yeah, put a pin in it. But oh my god, if anybody ever gets a chance to go, if they're in San Diego and if you live here or if you're visiting San Diego, go to Born and Raised because like the food is amazing
And it's
and
a
they
cool
do a lot
ambiance.
of like tableside things.
Yes.
It's kind of a show at the same time. I had the steak Diane.
Okay.
And my dinner, just like my 50s, went up in flames.
Oh God! He's been waiting.
He's been rehearsing it as he's brushing his teeth in the morning. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Just like my 50s. Oh yeah, that sounds good.
And then also while you have your wine in the bathtub, and I feel like you have like your fountain pen or like your feather quill.
All I hear is him in the bathtub giggling to himself.
and then he farts.
The funniest part about the dude that was cooking your meal is he was basically like Food Networking it the whole time. He's like, and now I'm going to take these two things, and he talked through the whole process, whether we were listening to him or not. But
It was his
like,
moment to shine.
Yeah, and he was like, and he was also 12 years old, but it was just funny. Like he was, and then he turned around because the table next to us also ordered it.
Yeah, well, but I mean, he also had to warn like all the people around us that there was going to be a big flame incident.
I mean, there was already a bunch of flavors at that table. I was like, what? So we had that as a tableside service, and we had the steak tartare as a tableside service.
Good.
The steak tartare was delicious, but it was also funny because our friend John, who like was sitting in the seat next to the guy doing the steak Diane, so he like got up and sat on the other side of the table next to me while the guy was doing it, so his hair didn't catch on fire.
Oh, he had a lot of hairspray.
Yeah. And so he doesn't eat anything raw.
Oh, because isn't tartare like chopped up, like small minced raw meat?
Small minced raw meat, and it also has an egg, a raw egg yolk on it that you mix in there.
Salmonella.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
It is because it's delicious. And then that was on one end of the table, and then on the other end, across from me, was my friend Josh, and he doesn't eat meat.
Oh,
so
and wait, at a steakhouse.
Yeah, well, he's pescatarian, and I'm like, I'm so sorry I invited you to a steakhouse. He's like, no, it's fine. They have like cod and stuff like that.
Okay, I was going to ask so is it more like high scale like steakhouse, but also like they have chicken?
Yeah, they have chicken, they have pork chops, and everything.
I'm trying to think
they had a veggie
Ben and Jim
pot
had
pie.
something that was really
They had
good.
the chicken, and it was really good. So what they said.
And that ambiance is really cool. It's like
The
Great Gatsby.
ambiance, yes. And then, of course, like, our friend Isabel, her daughter's working the hostess stand that, like, I didn't even know. I walked in, and I'm like, oh, my God, Crystal. And then her son works as a bar back upstairs, and he came down, and he had... it was a surprise because his hair was, like, super curly, like, really tight curls, too. So it almost looked like he had, like, what they would call a Jufro.
Oh.
But, like, really super tight and, like, it almost looked like a wig.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
Was like Justin Timberlake top ramen hair?
Yes.
Oh.
Only dark.
Oh.
And then, of course...
Top ramen hair?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it was the perfect description.
and you know exactly what it is. Yeah.
So, and then, like, towards the end of the meal, I'm like, anybody want dessert? Anybody want dessert? I'm going around, dessert. Everybody says no.
Okay, I would have said yes. You should have texted me, and I would have been like, I say yes for the people. There's always room for dessert.
I know.
Listen to us.
And, well, the thing is I had to meet a minimum because of the amount of people there. So, like, they were like, well, you're a little short of your minimum. So I'm like, all right, well, I want this bottle of champagne for the table, and then, like, bring me one of every dessert.
What kind of desserts were there?
So there was a Black Forest cake.
Ooh, okay.
There was a cheesecake with, like, an apple...
It was an apple cheesecake with a raspberry...
No, it was like, it had an apple, like, almost like an apple pie filling top on it, yeah.
But inside there was some other berry or some sauce that was...
Yeah.
It was a weird combination of berries, like apple and something else. But it worked. It was delicious.
And then there was also a... the third... Oh, carrot cake.
Oh.
Massive carrot cake.
I wouldn't have chosen the carrot cake.
Well, but, like, Andy just made a carrot cake for our friend Ben's birthday, so it was like... is this really going to be better than Andy's? No.
Unfortunately, it was not.
Good.
And
yours was good. Yeah, I ate the whole thing.
And they had like a whoopie pie kind of thing too that they brought out. So it was a great dinner.
And everybody at the table ate those desserts.
Of course.
Right. They were all like, all of a sudden, it's like we're like, passing it around. Everybody's taking a little bit. And I'm like, oh, so you bitches did want dessert?
I'm so full.
You're so full.
Wow.
Give
me that whoopie pie, bitch.
Yeah. So it was a fantastic dinner. We had a great time. Everybody, I was full even the next day.
Good.
Oh my God, I was so surprised.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Tell us a little about that.
And then we continued on the celebration Friday night with the jaunt over to Petco Park for the Padres game, and we all was like out at the park, which is their like gay night.
Yep.
And they like even had like a little area where they were playing like our little club music and everything. I was like, ooh. Had my little margarita, got my cute little Padre San Diego gay night hat, which is like super cute.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have a hat, and I didn't care for it, but it was really cute.
But yeah, that was my week.
Well,
and then I worked today.
Well, I'll unpin the surprise, but I want to say that my favorite part about the Out of the Park was that I feel like we had this like unspoken rule that like we all didn't want to watch the baseball game except Nick.
I would have stayed.
And like the like listeners, the best part was so like me and Paul got up to get some food, and we were like, so like you wouldn't like be really sad if we like left before the game ends, right? And I get back and I was talking to Andy because Nick had gone somewhere, and he's like, so me and Nick talked and I think we're all aligned that we don't need to stay the whole time.
It was also cold.
Yeah,
and
it
we
was.
were losing terribly right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fun game.
Against the Brewers.
We got scored against in I was playing.
That's how I talked about it too.
I give Nick so much shit.
In the first
Yeah.
5 minutes, they scored on us. It was pathetic.
Yeah, and it was oddly windy. I don't know why it was so windy there. That's the thing. I was like, it's chilly.
It was chilly. Oh, somebody just we had the door open.
Is it?
To the
It was like
side,
a
and,
rooster, like caw-cawing.
Cooper went outside, and of course he knows all the neighbors. So I'm sure there's some neighbors out there that are like saying hi to Cooper.
To Coop-de-doop. All right, let's unpin the surprise.
Well, no, we have to do mouth to mouth first.
No, Andy, not knowing that it was surprise.
Well, that's the whole topic of our.
Oh.
So we're gonna just fold that into the
Surprise!
topic.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
I get it now. I really wanted to know. Because woo, damn, drop that ball.
You missed that text, right?
Yeah. Wait, was that on Tuesday?
So it's time for mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so what are you obsessed with?
Okay, well, I haven't physically seen this, but as you know, we've had a lot of rain, and so that's bringing the super bloom. And I'm obsessed with this is just like on social media and like the news.
And there's a really good song by Mr. Wives called
Super Bloom? Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, I'm obsessed with the super bloom because it's basically like all over California you have like poppies and like I don't know what flowers are, but like
And then people
all these
walking
flowers.
through them and walking on them.
Yes, but
Ruining it.
it's like the super blooms happen when there's like years of drought and then like a year of like immense rain. So we've had that, but like I would love to go see it and just like not walk through it and just like take a picture of it.
I think we went through there
We
one
did
time.
the wildflowers up north of the city
In
a few
Carlsbad?
years ago, and they were amazing. No, these are like closer to heading up to Riverside, just north of Temecula.
Yeah, it takes like 40 to 45 minutes to get up there, and it's like, but it's beautiful though. But it's like there's a couple of different places where you can see it, and you have to like parking's really horrible because traffic is horrible up there, and then you have to walk quite a way to get there.
Yeah, I'm trying to walk somewhere.
Yeah, Andy and I were like, okay, yeah, this is it. Okay,
I would
cute.
I'd be fine just like driving through. I don't need to like stop or whatever.
Well, the Carlsbad flower fields are open now, right now. too, so you can go up there.
The tulip fields.
Up in Carlsbad?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
field
and
up in
Borrego.
Carlsbad.
By the outlet mall.
We did the Borrego
Oh.
desert ones one year with Cooper, and he got like burrs all over him.
Oh,
Walking
no.
around.
Plus, I don't know if we were actually in the right spot. Too.
Oh,
Like,
no.
we didn't know exactly where we were going.
We were in a spot where other people were looking too, but then we got to this place where like traffic was
It's so terrible.
crazy.
Yeah. It's
And so
not
we were like,
fun.
oh no, we're not going to go there. We saw enough desert already.
Yeah. So anyway, the Super Blue.
That's what I'm obsessed with. What are you giving? What's giving you life?
So I am really obsessed with, and you know, because it just came out, is the Rise of the Pink Ladies on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
It's like a prequel to Grease.
I wanted to watch
Oh.
it.
And it's so good. It is really good. I think it's cute. And so it's all about these 4 girls who are like kind of different kind of cliques and everything, but something happens and they all come together to form the Pink Ladies. And so it's great because with that as Chicago right now, there's so much musical theater style like shows out right now. And I'm like, oh, I love it.
Did you watch more episodes of Chicago?
We watched, I think they're only up to like 3 or 4, but we watched
Oh,
the first
they're not.
3.
They didn't do a full.
It's every week, yeah.
I think
So-
we only watched the first one. Yeah.
Oh my god, you gotta.
We're catching up.
on.
We were both. I was sick, and he was.
Yeah. I've been watching Abbott Elementary though.
I love Abbott Elementary.
It's yeah. So out of the, I'm chipping away one of the list items that you
Are
suggested.
you on the second season yet? Or are you
No,
still
no,
on
the first one.
Okay. Have you met Jacob's boyfriend yet?
Zach. Yeah, that's the episode I think I'm on. Zach.
With the shoe nerd?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that one.
that's yeah. I
Where they're
started
doing
it.
the jumping from
I
desk
started-
to desk.
I think I'm like maybe like 5 minutes into that episode.
Oh my god,
It's
they're
just so
cute.
It's just so good, and it's like wholesome and like it's just a cute show. Like I really like it, and like the comedy, like the principal is just obnoxious, and I love her.
She's actually friends with my brother.
Oh,
They lived in Illinois at the same time.
Oh.
And she was doing like stand up, and then
Oh.
there was a big flood that happened in Illinois, and they had to like shelter in place at my brother's house. And so every time I talk about Abbott, he's like, you know that I'm like friends with her, right?
wait, is this John?
My older brother. Yeah.
Okay, well then, can he like hook us up and get her on a podcast?
Because I know that like I like her, and then the older teacher. I don't know
Shirley
her name
Ralph?
is. Yeah.
You know, Nick is like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. He
I
knows
know.
somebody who knows everyone.
That's kind of true.
He really
That's
does.
great.
Yeah.
It really is. Well, I mean, he already like he kind of knows somebody who he's had dinner with Audra McDonald because he knows somebody who knows
Oh, that's
her.
true, yeah.
So it's like like Broadway royalty.
It's fun.
I don't know anybody.
You know who the other lady you like though? Do you know what she is famous for?
Yeah, the Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls.
Because you
Well,
told me.
that and telling Lauryn Hill that singing is going to get you nowhere.
Wait,
In Sister Act 2.
That's
like,
right. It's her mom.
It's her mom.
Totally forgot about
After
that.
she played one of the girls on the street corner dancing in Sister Act 1.
Yes.
Now you have to go back and watch both Sister
Oh my
Acts.
god, there's too much to watch. The list just keeps getting bigger. Self-destruction.
But yeah, so that's what I'm obsessed with.
So Pink Ladies.
The Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Rise of the Pink Ladies. Kind of sounds like a Star Wars episode.
The musical numbers are really good though, and they
Really?
Yeah.
they synthesize their voices and stuff,
Yeah.
but in terms of the choreography and the stage, it's really nice.
Like cool
Jamal
production.
Sims does the choreography.
Well then.
If you're a fan
RuPaul's
of
Drag
RuPaul's
Race,
Drag
yeah.
Race, you know who Jamal Sims is.
Yeah, he hot.
And you will see some signature moves.
Yes, you will. Kickball chain. Out.
Are they doing windmills?
They might.
and do they death drop?
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
But they did an amazing rendition of Grease is the Word. But
Ooh.
like the arrangement of it was so cool. So
Did they have Frankie Valli as a guest star?
no,
Not him, he's
But,
obviously
I mean,
not there.
Is he dead?
Oh, 100%.
Some of these musical shows are coming out. I always wonder if maybe they'll try to reimagine Glee again. Like, let's do it right the second time around.
Oh, maybe.
To make it a little less problematic, a little less
Yeah.
We had to make it a lot less problematic.
Yeah.
What was crazy is in its time it wasn't problematic.
Yeah,
it was just
true.
amazing.
Yep.
And then the more like even just 5 or 6 years later, it was like
It didn't age well.
No.
No.
But it was just a product of its time.
Yes.
So it's like that
Yes.
is the thing. It is like it is stuck in that space forever.
And it is not like you look back and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
even like
Still
some of the
watch
shows
it.
we watch, like Dharma and Greg. You watch that, and it's kind of from that same time period, and it aged fine. Like, it's like every once in a while, a joke will be like, "I don't really get it. I don't know what they're talking about." But a little too much, like related to that, the news of the day. But most of the time, the jokes are really funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, Glee didn't not so much.
it's just like we would watch Two Broke Girls from the beginning. It was like that show is like it's raunchy and it's kind of dated, but then you're like, but it's raunchy in the way that the comedy is like timeless in a way.
Is that the one where they're at the restaurant?
Yes,
I never was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
Oh my god, girl!
I'll
Like
add it to my
your
list.
gay card.
I just
Like-
remember it was the girl with the brunette girl with the big boobs.
Yeah, the one who dated Josh Groban.
What?
Yes,
She dated Josh Groban?
she dated Josh Groban. I think they were almost engaged, or they were engaged.
Really?
Kat Dennison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, she
Dennings,
was
I'm sorry,
in.
yeah,
oh my
Dennings.
gosh, she was in like another movie though. What was the other movie she was in?
She was in Thor.
No.
She was in Thor.
No, I know that. I'm just
And
saying. Like,
WandaVision.
I'm trying to think one of the ones. Like, I don't remember what she was in. Like a kids movie. No.
Yeah.
Oh, the House Bunny?
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Oh no, Nick and Nora's Playlist. That's what it was.
House
Oh.
Bunny is definitely a kids movie.
Yeah, she was Nora in Nick and Nora's
I
Playlist.
fucking love that House Bunny. When what's her name, Anna
Faris.
she screwed up her lips with filler. It was really bad. Yeah.
So now we can take the pin out.
Okay.
Because our topic for this week, surprise, is surprising.
I'm shocked.
Gooped and gagged.
That was not planned.
They were both looking in their bathroom mirror this morning.
Stop it. That'll be it. That's the one.
So I tried to make this a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't actually. Okay, so what Andy and I do for our birthdays is we plan a dinner, and it's usually somewhere nice, somewhere we haven't been before, and we usually take a couple with us. I hadn't talked to him about a dinner for a while.
Mistake number one.
Right.
Oh no.
Because
We'll do a post-mortem of what we'll do next time, right?
yes, exactly. So, and then because I thought since we're going on the cruise, like he wouldn't think that we would be going to dinner because he'd just be like, "Oh, we're just going to do it all as one."
But normally we would have talked about it.
Yes, normally we would have talked about it. So then I get back from Orlando on Friday, and then on Sunday I'm like, "Oh, hey, are we free on Tuesday?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay," because our friends Ben and Jim, they had some friends had to back out of dinner at Born and Raised. Would you be wanting to go with them? I told him I said it would be okay, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And then come like Tuesday morning.
No,
Well, like
it was like
Monday.
Sunday night. It was more than a day.
It was more than a day, so it was Monday.
Okay, Monday.
Yeah, let's go with Monday.
So
We'll split
Andy
the
must have put it
difference.
in his calendar, and he realizes it's the 11th of April, which is only 2 days before my birthday. So wait, two of our friends just happened to make a reservation for dinner, and it cancels last minute 2 days before my birthday, and we haven't talked about how we're going to celebrate the birthday. So I said to Paul, "Hey, Paul, are you scheming something?"
And I did not say yes or no, but I just looked at him and I'm like, "You suck."
Well, so now we know that Andy can FBI investigate
I was
everything.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
Right, and I'm just like,
Sherlock Homo.
Can you just let me have a surprise?
My moment.
But he hates surprises, so.
Well, I'm like, yeah, I
And
think
it's not like the friends were there at the restaurant gonna yell out surprise when he walked in. You know, it was
but
like
they should have.
they were all at the bar doing what they do best.
There was nothing less of that experience kind of not being surprised. The surprise was not an important part of it. I really appreciate it, and it was wonderful.
It was a good night.
It was super fun.
So no one yelled surprise.
No one yelled surprise.
Oh, no one had the little like kazoo things or whatever.
Were you surprised? He's like, I knew.
And he was like, should I like really chew up the scenery and just like do a whole, oh my goodness, I'm so surprised.
Should I do like gospel church slain in the spirit kind of surprise? Like,
Yes!
No!
Yes!
I told him he needs to be like the guy from Sanford and Sons. He's like, oh Lord, my heart, I'm coming to join you.
So wait, you knew like...
I knew it was something.
Okay.
And he
that's
didn't
all I
know.
knew. And he didn't tell me any other details.
He didn't know how many people were going to be there, who was going to be there.
I honestly didn't even know if it was going to be at the place where he said it was going to be, because that could have been a ruse too, and we were going somewhere else in Galveston, in Little Italy. So.
Well, because if I remember correctly, like you had tried to go to Born and Raised, but then you went to. I remember the story where it was Born Wild or something.
I always get Born and Raised mixed up with Urban Wood.
Oh,
and so once my boss and husband wanted to take me out because I had like close to $1 million worth of sales.
Okay, you girl.
So they were like, let's go out and celebrate. And so I was like, great, let's go to Urban Wood. I really wanted to try it. Oh. And literally, we're driving there when I realized it was the wrong place. So like,
where's Urban Wood?
It's next to Crack Shack and
downtown.
Juniper.
Italy. Just like
I don't think I've Urban Wood. I don't think I've ever been there.
It's a really good restaurant, but it's just not
Born and Raised.
It's not Born and Raised.
So I was like, at that point, we had never tried it before, so I was really looking forward to going to this new restaurant. And I was just like, wah. But it was still a really good dinner.
Well, but then you've been to Born and Raised before last time,
for
right?
our anniversary a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we sat outside on the rooftop, which is perfect if it's just like you or maybe like a couple of people. But like for a party of 10, they're not going to do that.
No.
If you want a fancy dinner, it is fancy, and you don't feel like they're not cutting corners. They really make it a special night.
Right, and like we said, they do a lot of tableside service there. So they do like a Caesar salad, so they'll toss your salad tableside.
Oh,
that's my favorite joke.
Did you say that to the 12-year-old?
Of course,
he said it to everybody in the party.
Hey, guys, you want to see them toss our salad?
Well, you guys are going to toss everyone's salad here at tableside. There were 10 of us, so they're like, no, we can't do that.
Wait, why not?
Because they're like, it's usually just like
an
one or
individual.
two people. Yeah.
Oh, so then they came from the back.
They can't do a Costco size presentation.
I mean, you could.
So they tossed.
You could get a big bowl.
They took it out back. They did it out back. And
so in the alley, they toss the salads in the alley.
So anyway, but like they also do like old fashions and coffee and like a ton of other.
We were lucky. The first time we went, there were people next to us that obviously had a corporate budget because they ordered every possible tableside thing.
And we were surprised at the amount of thing that they were like getting.
Tableside caviar, tableside old fashions.
Damn.
There were smoke machines. It was a whole show. But we got to enjoy it without having to buy any of it. So
there you go.
See. Surprise. So, all right. So we already know Andy doesn't like surprises. Nick, do you like surprises?
I don't like them at all. No.
Why?
Being put on the spot for some reason is just like it's like this weird and anxiety of like then having to like please everybody and be like excited that it's happening or like
I don't like being the center of attention either.
Yeah.
I think there's a separation of who likes surprises and then who doesn't like surprises.
I mean,
producers and talent. We're behind the scenes for a reason.
And then you like surprises, Jim?
What I wrote down is that I've never had a surprise party planned for me, and before I die,
Same.
I would love to have a surprise party. I remember my mom. I think was it my dad's 40th, maybe. It had to have been that because he was 30 when he had me, so it couldn't have been his 30th. But I remember it was like they did like a whole surprise 40th birthday, and I just remember I was like, this is so cool. I was 10 at the time, and I was like, oh my God. We had like a little like karaoke thing, and it was like everyone was there, and we yelled surprise. Like she brought him out like, I don't know what she did, but she, like, brought him to the backyard, and we were like, surprise for his 40th birthday. So I said, like, I've never had a surprise party, but would love to have one, because there's something about having a bunch of people that love you and that want to be there for you and that, like, care enough about you to be part of a big kind of, like, orchestration.
Okay.
And I would love a surprise. Like, I feel like if I could get, like, a surprise flash mob, that's like a 1-2 punch. Like, fuck me up with a flash mob, like some sort of something. Oh God,
Be like,
I live.
do a whole like tear it up my heart like
Yes.
dance with somebody with top ramen hair.
Could be their waiter or your friend's son. So I would love, and like I get the whole like being put on the spot thing. Like my only thing is I'm like, I mean, I don't care what I'd be wearing, obviously. I just think there's something magical about, like, that ambiance of, like, everyone there for you.
So I did have a surprise once as a kid, like as a teenager, and it was a really cool experience. So it's like, not hate, like...
I thought he was going to say, and I hated it. It was horrible.
No,
And it was the
but
worst
it wasn't related to, like, a birthday. It was actually... my school was doing a trip to England, and I had gotten sick with what's the, not mumps, but what's the one you
Rubella?
get that makes you sleep a lot?
Mono.
Mono. I had mono, and
Okay.
so I was
Who were
like
you
out of school
kissing?
for a month.
Oh my God.
You know, and like missed a whole bunch of things, and couldn't work because I was trying to earn money to go on this trip to England with the school, right? So my aunt, like who lives 25 minutes away, we were going to their house, and all of a sudden we get there, and there's this huge party for me, and people were donating money to pay for my trip.
From the mononucleosis.
I mean, it was
Oh my God.
because it wasn't related to like a birthday or any
Yeah.
other event. It was just like for that. But they even had a bunch of friends of mine from high school, you know, driven in to be at this party. So it was like,
Oh my God, I'm
great.
gonna cry.
I
I love that. See, like that kind of stuff, I'm just like, oh, I want it.
See, but like, who were you kissing?
Right?
I don't even know.
It was obviously somebody. Or maybe he shared a pop with someone.
Oh, there you go.
Or you shared someone's pop.
Oh.
Paul, do you like surprises?
I do like surprises, and like, you know, you guys already know like the biggest surprise of my life when Andy proposed and he had it on video, and I was like, I didn't even know. Everybody loves that video, and I'm like, I might have to post it again for this episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, you know, Andy's done a couple of different surprises. Like, he surprised me with like the trip to Paris and London. It was like, for my birthday, he gave me a bag, and it was like travel books for London and Paris. And I was just like, huh? And then it took me a second. I was like, oh! So I think, Andy, you like at least like organizing them. Okay. Because you've done it before for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so...
I think when I was a kid, we did like a surprise to go to like Disneyland. But me and my brother were like really sad because my mom and dad were like, we're going to Carmel. So they, like, me and my brother were like really excited to go to Carmel because we've never been to Carmel. And like...
The ice cream place?
No, the city.
Carmel, like...
That's Carmel. Okay, sorry.
Wait. Is that the one with the...
Fudgy the Whale?
Yeah.
Cookie puss.
Surprise! You thought we were going to Carmel. We're going to Carmel.
We're going to Disney.
No, I will tell you, like, we were in, like, so I think we flew there, and, like, we were on the plane, and we're like, we're going to Carmel, and, like, my mom and dad were like, uh-huh, and, like, we didn't know what was going on, and then, like, we get in, like, the shuttle to get to Disneyland. My mom and dad are like, we're surprised we're going to Disneyland, and we were like, what? We wanted to go to Carmel. And we were like sad because we were going to Disneyland. Yeah. So I've had that kind of surprise, but that's not like nothing else.
See, I've never had a surprise party, so I'm like, I wonder if I don't know how I would act. I think I would be okay with it.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd also want to, like, part of me would want to know, so look cute.
Well, you always look cute.
I don't want to just, like, arrive and look busted.
You never could look busted.
So, like, have you ever had a surprise that you didn't like?
Like in my life?
Yeah.
Well, that's surprise food poisoning this week. That was an unwelcome
Like a
surprise.
STD. Those are
I've never had that.
But, I mean, like, you know, somebody like surprised you at work and you were like, oh great, like let's not do this. Or like, I don't know, just like I always feel like weird when people just propose in public, like as a surprise to their significant other, and like I always feel like that's some kind of like weird like entrapment or something, you know, because like you're in public, so you're kind of forcing them to do this, and then you're forcing people around you,
like those people who do it on the big diamond vision board at the baseballs.
Yes.
You know, I'm saying at the baseball theater.
At the baseball theater.
Oh my god,
you're so butch.
It's okay. I called it rounds yesterday. So what are the innings or something?
Yeah.
It's like, when are we? Is this the next round?
This is the third act.
Okay. Ooh.
When's the intermission?
Halftime. Yeah.
But like, you know, because then they expect people, like, and when they do it in a restaurant, it's like, oh, now they're surprised, but it's like now everybody's part of this, like,
Yeah, and then you're part, and then you become part of it, and
Right.
it's like, can I like get back to my life and like try to eat my dinner? I got my flaming Diane or whatever.
or like when people do it, like when they get to do it at a concert or something, and you know the artist stops the show so somebody can come up and do a.
What if they say
and I'm like,
no?
excuse you,
Right?
like I don't want to see this. I want to hit.
Yeah, the what if they say no is
Exactly, that's the thing. Like
Now I would live for that. I would love to know, girl, what was your story and why did you say no?
So, I mean, and that's true, though. Like, I think there's part of the surprise is about the person planning the surprise more than the person receiving the surprise in some cases. Like,
Yeah.
And it is really fun to plan a surprise and have it all go off well and all that. I mean, you know. But it's true about anything. Like, when you give any gift, you want it to be received a certain way
Yeah.
and have an impact. And, you know, so I think, you know, that is going to be true no matter whether the person knows something's coming or doesn't.
Yeah.
And I mean, and surprises we're talking about, like, it could be anything, like, you know, a surprise gift that you were like, oh, this is awesome, or like, you know, you're surprised to learn something. Because surprise, like, you know, encompasses so many things. Just like last night we were watching the, when they do the cam across the audience and stuff, like, the audience, is that what they are? At the baseball game? Yeah, the spectators.
The fans?
And like, the best ones are the ones who are surprised that they're on there because like they weren't paying attention, and then right
They're
before
like,
they cut
oh.
away, somebody looks up and they're like, ah! And they're like slapping each other and stuff. Like, those are the best ones instead of the
Yeah.
ones who are like planning it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think like, I like surprises, but like there has to be some thought into it, and then also like I don't like giant ones. Like,
Give me a
I don't
giant
think
one.
I would be okay if Andy had proposed in public, because I feel like
Yeah.
that was more beautiful just being between me and him, and
Mm-hmm.
then making it public by sharing a video.
And you know that video only existed because our friend Amanda told me you have to film this.
Right.
I would have not even thought to do
Well,
that.
and
Because
it's
it
so
was
weird.
in your guys' home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, I'm like, why are you recording this? I didn't even like dawn on me, because I'm like, I was like tired anyway, but I'm just like, what?
Oh.
So,
Wait, do I look busted?
but like, have you ever gotten like a surprise gift from someone that you weren't expecting, but like,
Oh my god, yeah, I just remember when I was a kid, my dad got me a unicycle.
were you into unicycles?
Yes! So,
Oh, but surprise! I did not know this about you.
surprise, I haven't ridden a unicycle in probably 15 years, but maybe longer. But the
it
neighborhood,
must be like a bike.
it is.
It's like riding a bike.
It's just one of them. I was such a weird kid. I would like ride the unicycle around town when it's like, it's not efficient. You're on one wheel.
Your unicycle to Starbucks.
No, it's not fast.
Maybe that's why you enjoy being a bottom.
Because of the unicycle? It did have a big seat. So, but when the neighbor had a unicycle, and I was like, oh, let me like try to ride a unicycle. And like, I ended up learning how. And then I think my dad like got some unicycle somewhere. And then like, I came home from school or whatever, and he's like, surprise. And I was like, oh my God.
I'm surprised that there's a place to buy unicycles. I always thought it was like, did you get them at a clown store?
You used to get them.
They sell them at the bike store.
But
yeah.
are they half off?
No. Oh, maybe I should get a unicycle.
Maybe you should, but like, were you talking about it a lot, and were you like,
Yeah, because I would have to
you
wait for the
cry when you
neighbor. No, that was before I felt emotions.
okay?
But I would have to wait for the neighbors to like get home from school so I could like borrow their unicycle. Because they had one, and I would ride their unicycle, and we would like take turns riding the unicycle.
And I'm sure they were like, "Oh my god, get your kid his own goddamn."
I had a
Yeah.
fourth grade unicycle thing, and I learned. It took me a year to learn how to do it.
I think I was in 4th grade.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, that's our unicycle phase.
That was your unicycle era.
You're young enough that if you fall off, it doesn't like break bones.
No, because you just basically go like, poof, and then like it falls and it's fine.
Now, did you ever want to try to use like one of those unicycles where it's like really large?
So yes, and the neighbor also had a 6-foot unicycle, and I would ride that one. Yes,
Serious?
yeah,
You love the
yeah.
6-foot
Chris and
unicycle.
Kendra, they were the parents, the Lundgrens. Yeah.
Oh my god, I would love to see a picture of this. Like,
I don't know
you
if there
riding
are.
a unicycle.
Yeah.
Oh, fourth grade Joe riding a unicycle.
I know.
Oh my god, with my braces.
Your orthodontia.
Yes.
Your orthodontia realness.
Yeah, that
those
was
are huge.
yeah. So yeah, unicycle.
That is
yeah.
I'm very surprised. Like, I would never see again. That surprises me.
Is
because
that
it's
something
like,
that you were surprised by another person?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I know.
What? So I want to know what some of the surprises are that you kind of had developed over like through life, like maybe something that surprised you as an adult versus as a kid.
How much everything costs.
I have this.
I'm always
That's my
surprised.
first bullet point.
I'm always surprised at how much things cost.
Yes, I have 100%. I think exact same way.
Well, whether it be too little or too much. I'm
And are you
like,
ever right? Are you good? Like, are you not the Price is Right good guesser on these things though?
No, I'm not. Like,
Here's a surprise like that everyone has lived through. How much tax they take out of your first paycheck?
Oh
First
my
job,
God.
when you get your paycheck, and it's like,
That's it.
what?
well, and then you're surprised because it's also like how much tax, and then you forget that you also signed up for like life insurance, health insurance,
Yeah.
dental, and you're like, oh, so I really didn't pay that much.
So
I
it's
worked all week and I
not.
got $100. Yeah.
You're right. That's like a feeling that has stayed with me too. Like
Yeah.
It's
that first paycheck, you're like, what the hell is this?
Where's the rest?
yeah,
the
exactly. What about you? Like, what's a feeling that you're surprised?
So I had that same thing when I was as an adult. It's surprising to me, like how much more I pay for convenience. Like I remember when I was in like college, I'd be like, I would never pay to have like cut up butternut squash because I could do it myself. And now I'm just like, give me the cut up butternut squash.
Girl, I'm always like, when people are like, oh, I need to go home and clean my house. I'm like,
Got Linda.
I got Linda to do that for me.
So as I've gotten older,
Like, we love Linda. Linda's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, I will pay people to do stuff so I don't have to.
100%.
Just like, we have our lawn guy. Like, he comes because that's rolled into our rent and everything. Like, I love that because I don't want to have to try to find somebody to do that. And I don't want to be out there
I would love to
wasting
see
my
you.
time trying to use a lawnmower.
I want to
Like,
see you using a
I'm
lawnmower
gonna get a
though.
lawnmower.
And if
to
that's
do
the
that.
case, I want a riding lawnmower for my 8x8 piece of grass out there.
Come on, John Deere.
You wouldn't even be able to turn it around.
You just go forward and backward, forward and backward, and forward.
It's in a spin. And it's like,
I would pay to see that.
See?
Now that would be a surprise I would see.
But I am very surprised by how much I pay for convenience too. Because, everybody's like, you should do coffee at home. Like, no, I'm just gonna go to Starbucks. I'm sorry. I won't pay for it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. And Andy's like, your coffee's like $7. And I'm like, yes it is.
Yeah, that's why
Are you
millennials
surprised
can't
by
afford.
that?
those are things you just shouldn't do the math about. Because
Yeah,
if you think
exactly.
about how much you spend in a year.
Yeah, I think like just the convenience part of things, like the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, okay, like I value more my time as opposed to like when I was in college, it's like I don't have money. And I will say that obviously like this is because I'm, financially in a different spot than when I was in college, but like I'll pay for the convenience of whatever.
I'm also surprised by how tired I am all the time.
Okay. You're just tired of this shit. You're tired of everything.
I was like, when I was a kid, I thought, I'm going to be an adult. I'm going to get to do all the stuff I want to do. I'm going to drive everywhere. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. And then you like...
Forget about being a kid. Last weekend, I was like, oh, this next weekend, I'm going to do all this stuff. I got all these plans. Oh, I'm too tired for that.
I know. I'm like, I've been telling everybody, I'm like, I am so fucking tired. I just want to like get on my cruise, sit by a pool, and drink my Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing we're gonna do when we get on the boat. I'm like, where's the bar? I need a Miami Vice.
It's 10 a.m., sir. I don't care.
I'm like, and
drink, please. Oh my gosh.
But what else?
Do you get surprises? Like a lot of people, their kind of first exposure to surprises are around like Christmas. Did you have surprises at Christmas, like a special gift or?
Oh,
so see, like besides the proposal, I don't know if I actually not really. I mean, it's like like my PlayStation probably.
my parents were big gesture. Like they would do a lot of gifts, and then often there might be one hidden away, like the Red Ryder BB gun kind of experience. That's why I love that movie, because it was very much my childhood. You know, like there'd be that one extra gift, and it would be like the one that you want, or the drum, or something like that.
So I think if that was, I think looking back, I think the biggest one that I had was when my mom bought us an Atari.
Ooh.
And it was like, that was surprising because I'm like, oh my god, we have video games in the house. Like, so for me, I was like, holy shit. But she kept it in her room in there, so we had to go, like, we could only be in there when she was in there and could watch us play the video games and stuff like that. And we could only play it when she allowed us to.
Regulated.
So, I know. She was a regulator. She was like Warren G. But, I mean, other than that, I don't think, like, Christmas time really, or even, like, birthdays and stuff, I haven't really had very many surprises around those times. You know, it's just, like, the ones that I've had with you and stuff. But, like, other than that, it's just... Yeah, what about...
I don't think... Yeah, Christmas, I think... it was like the little things that my mom would do. Like, she would do, like, the footprints of Santa. Like, that was kind of cool.
Was he carrying you? That's why you only saw one set. Surprise!
What surprise? Santa's Jesus. It's the footsteps in the sand prayer, where it was like, oh yeah, like
I don't know what this is.
Oh, because you're Mormon.
Yeah,
that's why.
There's this like it's a story where it's like there's this guy and like God or whatever, and it's like there's two pairs of footprints or whatever, and then it's like. The guy goes like, oh, like maybe it's Jesus or whatever.
There's only one set of footprints.
Yeah, why is there one?
Yeah, they're supposed to be walking together
along
on
life.
The beach.
Yeah,
but when he looks back, there's only one set of footprints, and it's like that's because I carried you
in like tough times or whatever.
Goes, you know, God, why did you abandon me when I needed you most? There's only one set of footprints, and he goes, my son, that is when I was.
My son.
So it was a hallucination.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse you, Mormon. Sorry, listen, John Smith.
Yeah, listen, that footprint thing got us.
Oh, whatever.
I would get into that religion, the Pocahontas religion. Ooh. Oh man.
What about you, Andy? What are some of your favorite surprise holiday?
So we were like we always had. I mean, I even think like finding out that there was no Santa Claus was a surprise. You know, they're not always good surprises. You know?
Yeah.
No,
like the flu.
But we did. I had two that I remember. One was a drum. I wanted a drum because I wanted to do that.
Because you wanted to do it all day.
Mm-hmm. Bang on the drum all day. Yeah. I got it.
What are you people surprised that I keep doing this?
No, I mean, do you see our reaction? None.
I hate surprises. But I mean, that was one where it was like at the end of everybody opening their gifts, there was still one extra thing, and it was like a big deal. So that was cool. And then watching, even my siblings had those moments too.
What about with your kids? Did you ever were they ever super surprised and excited about something that you did or
we did a lot of things like, surprise cruise, surprise trip to Disney, that kind of thing. So they've done a lot of those things. Because that was a magical part of our holidays, we tried to do that for the kids too. And I think they all have really good memories of Christmas times, and especially when they're really young.
What about you, Nick?
So it's interesting you say that, because it's based in tradition, and we didn't do that. I think it's because we were poor, and I had 4 other siblings, so surprises weren't a thing. We just maybe got a present, maybe whatever. But I feel the one surprise that I've had that I enjoyed was I just moved to San Diego, and I went back to Washington D.C. For an event, and my friend had orchestrated brunch, and all of my friends were there. And so I got to see all my friends that I wasn't expecting, and they didn't know I was there. And I was expecting to go to brunch with my friend Christy, and she had gotten 15 people together, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that 15 people I knew were yeah, Nick's in town, this would be really fun to see him. It was a value. Aww. Those kind of surprises are fun, because most of the time surprises I get I feel guilty that I'm putting people out, I've tricked them into something. It's probably more Mormon guilt that makes you think that way. But this one was actually great, because it was oh yeah, these are people that I've created relationships with, and that it meant enough for them to make time on a Sunday or whatever to show up at a restaurant and just, be there because I was there. That was really fun. Yeah. So that's my memory.
I just remembered when COVID happened, my friend Ariel did this video. I think you guys were in this little video thing where she sent out messages to my friends, and they did a little recording, and then we did a Zoom call, and then she showed it to me and was "Oh."
You started crying, didn't you?
Oh, of course.
like a Publix commercial.
That was for your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a birthday surprise.
Well, yeah. So I'm just thinking about that. Yeah. So before we get into the end of this, I want to know things that you're surprised about yourself.
It's funny because I don't know if I'm surprised by myself. Again, it's how tired I am, and but I guess surprising to me is how far I'm willing to go for other people. That's always surprised me. I will go out of my way to help my friends and stuff if I can, and sometimes that, or I'll just random people or something like that if I can. It's and I'm willing to put other stuff at risk if I have to, with the whole Black Lives Matter thing and what happened with the chorus and stuff. I'm okay, it's fine. But that was something that I had to do. Yeah. So I was that kind of surprised me. And then there's also the things that people tell me that they find surprising when they find out about me. I like NASCAR.
What? Oh yeah, we talked about this.
That your family has a different name for you.
Yeah, that my family had a different name. They use a different name.
Still to this day.
Or it was surprising to Andy because when the first time he went to one of the conventions, it was okay, so they call me JP. He's what?
It's for just Paul.
I'm surprised, and I was right from when we first met, but even more so as we've gotten to know each other more and more. How far your reach is. There's so many people who love you all over the world that care about you.
It's true.
And because you've made an impact on them, and that's cool.
So it's so funny that you brought that up. Okay, so I went to work at the restaurant today, and there was a guy there, and he was I was oh, hey, I'm Paul. He's yeah, I'm Jake. We've met before. And I'm really? And then Steve and one of the other guys was wait till you hear this, Paul. Wait till you hear this. This is awesome. And I'm okay. He's yeah, I worked for a while as a dishwasher at Kettner 7 years ago. And I'm oh, okay. He's yeah, when I saw your name on the schedule, I was is that Paul from Kettner? And they were yeah. And so he was he was
7 years later.
Right, and he still remembered me.
That's cool.
Aww. And I was just oh, well, that's kind of cool.
You made an impact.
I
Lasting
did.
impression.
So, what about you, Andy? What's something that surprises you about yourself?
How much of an introvert I am.
Oh.
I'm an introverted extrovert.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? So am I. Like, I find that very interesting because people think I'm so, like, because I'm very
Outgoing.
loud and outgoing and stuff like that.
You're
But
loud.
I would. But I would enjoy just like sitting at home. Like when we sit at home and we like just watch TV, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So I like, yeah, I'm there with you on that. What about you, Nick?
What surprises me about myself?
Yes.
That I actually ended up becoming a dog person. I never was a dog person. I was always a cat person.
Thank God.
Really?
Between Cooper and Max.
It's just
Well,
everywhere.
Max is your child.
And, like,
I hope you're a dog person.
I had no idea that I could have emotions about an animal like that.
Yeah.
Differently than a cat. Like cats are.
You don't have the kind of
Because
connection.
I always loved having a cat because it was just like the cat was there, you fed it. It was a mutual relationship of like, don't pet me. It was great. But like that, like feel when I go over to Joe's house and like Max will jump off the couch and his tail just like wags so hard and like this creature like seeing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that I'm actually become like a dog person.
What about you, Joe?
I have two. One will be kind of like silly, and then the other one's more like sentimental. So, I always thought that I would want to be like a party host and like have people over. And what surprises me is I don't. Like, I am fine going to the thing and leaving. I'm okay where I'm like, I don't need to have people over, and then I get to come home.
We have never seen the inside of Joe's house.
No, we have not.
There's nothing to see. It's too. It's the size.
Have a party there.
It's the size of your living room. Don't worry. And then I think one of a more like sentimental thing, just like through life. I always used to really be like afraid of change and like resistant of change, and like as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, it's surprising how like kind of agile and just like being able to kind of like, I know it's cliche, but like roll with the punches, like
Adaptability.
oh, that one.
You put that on LinkedIn, girl.
Oh, good. I'm gotta find a job, right? That's
Right.
mine.
Well, surprise, we've come to the end of the episode.
You're so.
Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on? No. Okay, so I think we need to do producer question.
Oh, that's always a
Producer
surprise to
question.
me.
That I remember. It's a surprise I remembered.
So tell me about a guilty pleasure you have. It could be a food, it could be a TV show that you really don't want anyone else to know about.
Except for right now.
Oh God. Okay.
I'll tell you why this came up.
Okay.
I drove past some kind of fast food, and it was like, you know, I could really go for a Chick-fil-A right now. That would be such a guilty thing to do because
But
it's so wrong, right?
here's the thing: how to circumvent that. We can, if someone gifts you Chick-fil-A, then you have to eat it because someone bought it for you.
Can I gift you that?
Yeah.
You can gift me it?
Yeah. Well, no, I can't buy it for you. We just someone has to like.
So somebody straight. Like,
Yeah. And for the record, my mom will do that.
So that gave you time to think of an answer.
Oh my God! Guilty pleasures.
I mean, so here's my thing, and like I'm okay with people knowing this, but like like sometimes I feel weird when I go and buy it and stuff. But like I will get those like budget like they have the banquet like turkey pot pies.
Ooh yeah.
Like they're like $1.
Like one for one.
And then I'll get a loaf of bread, and then that's like my dinner because I'll cook them, and then I'll like take the bread and rip it up and like dip it in the gravy.
Oh yeah.
Because that's my guilty pleasure, like because it's such a cheap meal, and it's like you feel weird because you're like, you know what, people think you're like some cheapskate, like okay, but I don't know why I feel guilty buying it. Like it just for me it's like weird, but like also I think part of it is rooted in the fact that when I had so much shame when I grew up, like having to be on like food stamps and having to buy that because that's what we could afford.
Mm-hmm.
I think now that I'm more financially secure, like that shame is still attached to it and that guilt. So it's like,
but also the comfort of it.
I was going to say, you like reclaimed it almost.
It is definitely a comfort.
So
food
wait,
for
you
me.
cook? Do you toast the bread?
No.
Oh.
The bread is.
It's Wonder. We're talking about
Oh.
white.
Yeah, I want some
bread.
white bread.
Okay, but that sounds really good.
It is so good because like there's so much, and by the time you're done like sopping up all the gravy that's in there,
Then you get the crust.
right, and then you get the crust and everything in it. So then you mix it up, and
Oh,
it becomes like
yeah.
it's not wet, but it's like not dry. It's damp and moist. But there's all that crunchy from like the shell and stuff. Yeah, so it is a culinary masterpiece.
I think mine is also food related, and like I think I'm very vocal about my love for ranch, but like every time I like get a side of ranch, I'm like, can I have more ranch? And then I always just feel like awkward because I'm like, they give you a side thinking like this is surely enough, right? Like when we go to Sister's Pizza in San Diego, like I get probably 5 things of ranch because I fucking love it.
And the person there now knows
to give him.
And I will say, my friend Ariel and me are very much the same. And so, like, there's a pizza place in my hometown called Scipollini's Pizza, and she gets like 10 sides of ranch. So I don't feel guilty. I just feel awkward when I ask for
I
extra
also wonder,
ranch.
does the ranch hit differently when you're at like the pizza place? Because just like when you get Sprite at McDonald's, it's different.
Oh yeah,
I was telling Joe that last night at the game.
Yeah.
Mr. Moto's has ranch, and you can dip your pizza crust
So
in
fucking
Mr.
good.
Moto's ranch, and their ranch is amazing.
Yep.
Maybe we should get Mr. Moto's.
Yeah. No, I'm like, there's like I just like when I was a kid, I put ranch on everything, and it was the only way that like I would be able to like eat food. And this is gonna sound bad, but like my mom would make a meatloaf, and I didn't like the meatloaf. She didn't like make a bad meatloaf, but I'm like, oh, I don't like meatloaf, and so I would douse it in ranch, and I will literally put ranch on everything.
So the ranch was actually the vehicle for the meatloaf.
Yeah, I have ranch with a side of pizza. Yeah. So I feel like. That, oh my god, and like another one that I'm just thinking of, when I was in high school, like I loved watching America's Next Top Model, but I was mortified that someone would find out that I was watching that and be like, oh, you're gay. And so that was like my guilty pleasure when I was younger, because I'm like, oh, no one could know that it's forbidden. Like it would be the point, like I would be home and like my parents would be working, and like I would watch it in the living room, and like someone would come through the front door, and I'm like, change the channel, because I didn't want them to know. Yes. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
What about you, Nick?
I think mine's music related, and that every once in a while I'll want to like turn up Wicked and sing like Wicked music all on like level decibel 10.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's like it's so weird, but sometimes a Wicked just like hits the right place.
Oh,
That's
G
my
spot.
Yeah.
Is it because I knew you? I have been been good or whatever.
When she's doing the flying.
Defying gravity.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
What's your guilty pleasure?
I told you mine.
Oh.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, like did you?
I don't have to. I am a producer. I don't have to answer.
Oh,
But okay,
And the
perfect.
Arby's French dip.
So, follow-up question to your Chick-fil-A though, Andy. Like, do you get the Chick-fil-A sauce?
I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a decade. I don't think I just won't order it.
But if someone ordered it for you, would that be a loophole?
I just remember it was really good.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing is like, God, like people who hate gay people make such good food. Like Chick-fil-A, like, and again, I also probably haven't had Chick-fil-A in a decade.
Texas Roadhouse.
But like,
If you put a Bible verse on the side of your cup, chances are it's amazing.
right? Oh my God.
is that why people like In-N-Out so much too?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Are they homo haters?
No, they have the Bible verses on the
They're
cup.
Very, very like Christian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But they also are really good people to their employees.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
But their food is kind of bleh.
and they're not political.
I love
Yeah.
good Christian
I think
burger.
that's one thing about
Is this burger doused in God's love? No, really. I thought that was a sauce.
It's the tears of Christ.
Is that animal style?
Is that Noah's animal style?
Oh,
2x2.
a double. Is that what double is?
Oh, we found them out, In-N-Out.
There you go. On that note, everybody have a great week. Thanks.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.